To reiterate this point very, very carefully and very, very clearly. So if you would like to become successful, you need to singular out a certain point of success. In order for you to become successful, you need to project a single variance of reality that the universe unfolds itself for you. Let me break this down again and restate that much more clearly. If you would like to become successful, step one is you need to have a singular vision. Not only is it simple and easy for you to trace for yourself as an individual, but it is easier and more comprehensible for the universe to understand, so that the universe projects and unfolds that particular reality for you. Now, let me explain this using a very simple metaphor. You guys have probably heard this many times from people like Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or Andrew Tate, Iman Ghazi, Alex Hormozi. Doesn't really matter. The point is, every one of them explains and reclaims the same chain of thought. And it is the following. In order for you to become successful, it is not the roadmap, it is not the business model, it is, heck, not even your branding or your company itself. It is the person who you want to become. Let me draw this. So you are, hang on with me before you guys click off, because you have a attention span of a fly. You are currently at point A. Right, point A is the person you are right now, like literally who you are right now. And if you're unhappy with your life right now, then chances are that the person you are right now is the person who you don't want to become. Right, and so my point is that if you're unhappy with your life, if you're depressed, if you're going through, a lot of stuff, and we all go through a lot of these things that you go through. You are no exception. You are not special. We all go through the same shittery that happens in your life. But unless you're happy, if you are unhappy with that current state, then I want you to realize that in order for you to at least, let's say, become happy, if that is your end goal, then you need to become a different person. Because I can guarantee you guys, whatever happens externally, even if, suddenly you get a lot of money, or suddenly you get a promotion, or suddenly there's, a discount and things just work your way, if you still remain that lame ass person who you currently are, like, you still won't be happy, if that makes sense. You won't be happy unless you change as a person. Like, no matter all the external things that happen, even if the external things improve, if you don't improve internally, it's not gonna work. And so let me illustrate this. So, like, you are point A, as I showed you guys earlier, right? You're A. And so if you want to become successful, you need to create that point B. That is essentially your vision. And you need to become, and I repeat, become the person that encompasses that identity that allows you to reach point B. And that is the big dilemma. And so in order for you to reach point B, I want you guys to understand that, or at least imagine it the following. From point A, from point B, let's say you are a vehicle. You are inside a car, right? You are inside a car, and let's say that, and this is why I mentioned in the beginning of this video, why having a singular focus or a singular vision of success is very important. Because imagine this is the road from point A to point B. In order for you to go from point A to point B, you obviously need a vehicle. And in today's age, and this is very interesting because actually a crazy Chinese Grab driver, actually I don't know if crazy is the right word, let's just call him a wise Grab driver, told me that in today's age, in order for you to become successful, because there was an old Chinese proverb that says the bigger fish always eats the smaller fish. A lot of you guys probably know this, but in today's age, there's a new saying according to that wise Chinese Grab driver. He said that in today's age, the faster fish beats the bigger fish. Right, so that's the point. The point is, you create that vehicle for yourself that brings you from point A to point B. Now, what is that vehicle? Like, metaphorically speaking, what is that vehicle that makes you or projects you and delivers you to point B? And that vehicle obviously depends on various factors, but the vehicle needs to be quick enough, fast enough, and big enough so that it allows you to go to point B. And now let's say you have found that vehicle, whether it's an online course, whether it's some business system, whether it's, you know, some, I don't know, some tutor or some academy or university. If you have found your vehicle, if you have found, let's say, a roadmap, or at least a simple blueprint of how you can at least go closer to point B, this is the metaphor I want you guys to understand. That if you were a vehicle going from point A to point B, I want you guys to imagine that the road itself, the road that takes you from point A to point B, is so narrow that the moment you go off track by a little bit, let's say by like only 5 or 10%, let's say, like, imagine you're driving a car and the road is so narrow and you just skirt off a little bit. You skirt off like only 10% off the road, and already if you skirt off 5% or 10% off the road, your vehicle will crash. Or in other words, if you stir off the road by a little bit and you don't get back on the main road on time, like, your vehicle will just crash. And the same analogy can be implied for your success. The point is, and this is probably the underlying principle, is that focus is absolutely important. Focus is so important for projecting your success that if you lose 5% or heck 10% of your focus, you might just derail and you would crash the vehicle, and it's harder for you to bounce back. And that's why every single person who's, I would say, monumentally successful emphasizes on the importance of focus. Focus is super, super important. And like, you can study any type of hyper successful person and they will mention that focus, consistency, and tunnel vision. They'll probably, like, it's literally a loop. They'll keep saying the same shit over and over, and it's so true. So the next time, or currently, not next time, right now, if you are projecting, you know, a point of success, point A to point B, if you are projecting your life or the reality you want to become, just imagine it as a narrow road. You're driving in that vehicle, and that vehicle is sending you to point B. And the road is so narrow that the moment you lose a little bit of focus, you can just crash the whole vehicle and it won't work. So that is the point of this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did enjoy, I'll try to upload more dailies, and I'll see you guys in the next video.